So the geno360 said that he doesn't care about moderators. Well, I don't care about you. I have decided to try to team up with Agua Magna 2, whatever the fuck his name is, and together we shall crush you and the Super Masturbation Club, or whatever your team's name is, and bring justice to the internet. Something, dark side, lightning bolt, lightning bolt. What I want to talk about here is actually how the geno360 said that moderators are the security of the internet. Really? Really? Okay. Let me explain something to you all. Let's say there were no moderators. Let's get that out of the way. Let's get it out of the way that assuming a world without moderators, what's the worst thing that can happen? Someone says something offensive to you. Ooh! Get some fucking thick skin. That's it. Ignore them. That's it. That's all you have to do. Just ignore them. And then what? So if someone's mean to you, ignore them. If someone says something offensive to you, not even to you, just is doing something offensive on the internet. Let's say someone is setting fire to a kitten in a video, YouTube video at that. Not your problem. I feel bad for the kitten, but why is it your job or anyone's job to censor them because of that? They have the right. Who are we to say that somebody else does not have the right to upload content? And do you think it's really gonna stop at the guy burning kittens? Yes, that's the extreme example. And if it were just the extreme example, we would never have any problems in the world, would we? But in the real world, it isn't just the extreme example. No, more than likely, the guy who's tippy-typing away at the keyboard, banning people, is going to just ban whoever he does not like. For every one kitten-burning guy, there's going to be 100,000 people that didn't have it coming, and just the mod had a spur up his ass. That's how it always works. Why do we let it work that way? Why do we give him the excuse that just because one guy was burning kittens, the rest of us have to be treated as though we were the people burning kittens? I think that's very offensive to us who were not burning kittens. But meanwhile, we have to face the same consequences. That's the problem with authority, you fucking fascist, stupid asshole. So, what's the worst that can happen without moderators? Are moderators going to protect you when you get hacked? No. No. What did Valve do for me when my account got hacked? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. They didn't even unlock my account, which wouldn't have technically done anything about it. Just let me play the fucking Steam account that I paid for, because I can't re-upload Team Fortress 2 with my bought game because you can only use one code per account. So that conveniently works out for them, doesn't it? Because I would have to buy another Team Fortress 2. Oh sure, now it's free to play, but then I would have to buy items in order to get a full account. Suspiciouser and suspiciouser. I know that's not technically a word, but it applies here. The point is that nowhere in this equation did Valve do anything to protect me. They were not security. In fact, I would have been a lot better off had there not been their security. Because maybe while I still would have gotten hacked, I still would have been able to play my fucking game. And that's something. Maybe they would have taken my stupid ass hats. I don't care. Maybe they would have even taken my weapons that I earned. I don't care. I can always get them back. But the fact is, I paid for a game that I could no longer play. And while it may be free to play now, I'm only being able to play it at half capacity because Valve decided that because I got hacked, my account needed to be locked as if I was the problem. So I'm being punished for somebody else's actions. That's the gist of moderators. And that's one of a million examples I have I could tell you some stories. I could tell you some stories of how 4chan, for example, and because of Steve's actions, a child ended up killing themselves. Oh, the guy that wants to ban everybody and decide what is and isn't acceptable posting behavior, and you broke the rules. But when a child gets on IRC chat, points a fucking gun to his head, and just to get attention, pretends to shoot himself, but oh, it was actually loaded, and kills himself, where's the security then? Who watches the Watchmen? That's the main issue here. The fact is, if the moderators had been busy worrying about the fucking kid on the chat, pointing a gun to his own head, instead of worrying about this guy just posting some shit people don't like, that child would still be alive. But no, he's dead because Steve was too busy playing with himself as he was fucking banning people, just looking in a mirror, kissing at his own reflection, because, ooh, he's so glorious in his moderatorhood. He can ban people whose opinions he does not agree with. He's so wonderful. And for it, a child fucking died. And if you ask me, he should go to jail for that. He's committed like second or third degree manslaughter. Because, as I said, had he been actually busy with those sorts of issues, those are the kitten burning issues, instead of with me and with so many other people, that probably wouldn't have happened. But you know why he didn't concern himself with it? Because that's not how moderators operate. By the very nature of the moderator, they're not going to. Because they get this shiny imaginary badge in their head where they think that they're the boss and everything has to go their way. And that's not how the world works. That's not at least how it should work. If you think that way, you are severely psychotic. You are a sociopath. If you think that that's the way the world should work, that's the way it ought to work, and you make excuses for that, you are apologizing for sociopaths. Don't fucking tell me anymore about how I'm so evil. Jim Prophet, he sides with Femetheist, who wants to cut off men's balls. Well, Steve killed a child. Rich Bueller defended a rapist. Moot basically runs a domestic terrorist group. You defend all these people. Mr. Ebzon is the biggest hypocrite in the known world. Seems to me there's a lot of asshole men out there. Starting to look like getting their balls cut off doesn't seem like such a bad idea. I'd be willing to get my balls cut off just to see you all get your balls cut off. Because if that's what it would take to get rid of these motherfuckers, I'd be down for it. I'd be willing to sacrifice my testicles when everybody else seems to think they can neuter me anyway. So that's something that you don't understand. That's something that you seem to think in your head that I'm just siding with Femetheist because, oh, you know, she's, I don't know, balls to the wall. Kind of an ironic word there. But, yeah, that I'm just doing it because I like to be on the side of the most evil. No, there is nothing more evil than moderators. Do you not get that? Because of that, because moderators are the most absolute evil, I will do whatever it takes. I will side with whoever it takes to be against moderators. I do agree with your, well, actually it wasn't your assessment, it was someone else's, that compared me to Stalin when Stalin made apologies for Hitler. Yes, that is true. Stalin did make apologies for Hitler, and Hitler was a fascist. But you know what? They were fighting an even bigger fascist. They were fighting the imperialism of the West. And whether or not you agree with Stalin's position to say that Hitler was an okay guy in comparison, the fact is, what other choice did he have? So the Soviet Russia couldn't have gone that battle alone. Proof is they lost the Cold War. So it was either team up with Hitler or face the consequences of going on it alone. And given those two options, Stalin made the right decision. Stalin made the right decision of choosing the lesser of two evils, because to do otherwise would have meant imminent destruction. So don't give me this shit about how, Stalin was a totalitarian dickwad. Yeah, I don't agree with Stalinism. I don't agree socialism in one country works. But what I do think is that you do end up having to team up with people you don't necessarily like in order for the greater good. I do believe that at the end of the day, you have to prioritize your morals. That's something you people aren't getting. Prioritize. Priorities are very important when it comes to having the moral high ground. If you're going to say that you're better than me and that you see the world as black and white and not black and gray, as you suggested I do, the geno360, then you need to prioritize your morals. What is the bigger priority to you? Do you want to be able to have freedom on the internet? Do you want to be able to have freedom of speech? Do you want to be able to have freedom of association? Do you want to be able to use the internet at its maximum capacity, where people can communicate in this infinitum volume, where everyone can meet and socialize and invent and create, and it can be the very pinnacle of achievement in art and in friendship and just everything? The internet has so much potential, and it's being limited, severely limited, because of moderators, and they serve no purpose. They're not going to be able to protect you from getting hacked. They're not going to do anything, even if you do get hacked. The only thing they're going to do is fucking shut you up, is suppress your opinion, suppress your ability to socialize, suppress your ability to invent and to create. They are the hackers. They are the terrorists. They are worse than all the Anonymous's Legion shit. Because, yeah, Anonymous hacks some people, and that's bad. But you know what? Nobody's making excuses for them. No one's sucking their dick. The law isn't just ignoring their actions. When Anonymous hacks people, Anonymous gets investigated. Websites do what they can to boycott things that apologize for Anonymous. The fact is, more or less, society denounces Anonymous, but no one's denouncing moderators, and that's why they get away with all this shit, and that's why the internet's in the position that it's in. You want to bitch about cyberbullying? Bitch about fucking moderators. They're the cyberbullies. Because before anybody else picks on you, a moderator has declared that they're able to pick on you, and that you're not able to defend yourself. That a moderator picks and chooses who wins the battles. And for so many so-called libertarians talking about the free market, man, well, maybe you should think about that. If you're so upset about government picking the winners and losers, maybe you should be upset about the moderators picking the winners and losers, because they are. They're deciding based off their personal accord who is fit to post, who is fit to have a website, who is fit to have a YouTube account, and I'm sick of it. And I will do everything I can, even willing to chop my balls off, to put a stop to it. So think about that. Prioritize your morals. So that's it for now.